Breakfast cereals to avoid at all costs. Every morning you grab a colorful box of cereal, thinking it's an innocent start, because we all grew up watching the media tell us that a plate of these meals was a good way to start the day. But the truth is, many of these so-called breakfast foods are packed with sugar, additives, and chemicals that would make any nutritionist cry. In fact, a JAMA study found that a single serving of many kids' cereals delivers nearly half of a child's daily sugar limit, increasing the risks of obesity and long-term heart disease. A Canadian survey has also confirmed that 93% of kids' cereals get more than 20% of their calories from sugar. These facts tell a story that is not only shocking, but even feels forbidden. And if you're already dumbfounded, good, because we're just getting started. By the end of this video, you'll know how different types of breakfast cereals hurt you secretly, and what you can do to make your breakfast table work for you and not against you. Let's get into it. 1. Froot Loops. If you can look beyond the cheerful Toucan Sam, you'll see that Froot Loops is about 40% sugar by weight, which is around 12 grams per bowl, and virtually no fiber to slow it down. Those bright rainbow rings get their color from synthetic dyes that studies link to hyperactivity and behavior issues in kids. So basically, it's candy masquerading as breakfast. That's why our advice to you is, if you want something sweet, eat a piece of fruit, not this chemical-coated snack. By the way, even the FDA is onto the negative effects of this breakfast cereal, because as of right now, the FDA is under pressure to ban synthetic food dyes like red number 40 and yellow number 5 by 2026 due to animal studies that found they can cause cancer. And these synthetic dyes are used in producing many colorful cereals, including Froot Loops. So, we don't need a prophecy to make us stay away now, do we? Prevention is always better than a cure. Now that we know this, let's move on to another sweet cereal. 2. Cap'n Crunch. Cap'n Crunch may look innocent with its little crunchy squares, but don't be fooled. It's basically sugar by the handful. I mean, the first ingredients are literally sugar, corn, then sugar again. It also has virtually no fiber or nutrition, just empty calories, which is why nutrition experts warn that regularly eating sugary cereals like Cap'n Crunch can lead to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and even heart disease. So, this captain isn't steering you into good health, it's steering you into heart trouble. And when you eat this cereal, you're basically handing yourself a candy bar disguised as breakfast. Now, don't get us wrong, it's not like they only give you sugar. The box actually brags about vitamins, but in very small amounts. So, in the end, a bowl of Cap'n Crunch is just a bowl of refined carbs that does absolutely nothing to fill you up. You eat it by 8 a.m., you'll be hungry again by 11, and boom. Snack attack. So in the end, eating this cereal is like inviting diabetes to breakfast. 3. Trix. Trix cereal looks fun and fruity, but don't be fooled by the bunny. It's a total sugar shock and awe. Every colorful bite you take of it is loaded with sugar because it has over 10 grams per serving precisely, and almost zero fiber or protein to slow the crash. The box may also say natural fruit flavors, but those flavors come from chemicals, not 100% fruit. Those neon dyes too? Don't get me started on them. They do absolutely nothing good for you. They just give you or your kid energy spikes and crashes. It's the main reason dietitians put Trix on the avoid list for kids who need to concentrate, because it's simply cotton candy, with a cartoon label that'll leave you suddenly starving within an hour of eating it. 4. Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs are the ultimate chocolate fix, but remember, don't be fooled again. A bowl of Cocoa Puffs contains about 14 grams of sugar, which is more than a candy bar, and almost no fiber or protein to reduce the sugar's effect. Nestlé may throw in some vitamins here and there, but in the end, Cocoa Puffs are still pure dessert in a bowl. In short, from now on, think of it as a chocolate milkshake you're eating with a spoon. Also, advertising can say it's made with whole grain, but that label doesn't really cancel out the sugar now, does it? It does have a wonderful chocolatey taste, but that taste is there to trick your brain into thinking you're actually eating something nutritious when in reality, you're just pouring sugar into milk. You must have noticed situations where half an hour after a bowl of this cereal, your energy plummets. That's a reason why dietitians suggest that if you really want cocoa, try drinking real cocoa powder with oats and protein instead. Because at least then, you get fiber and an actual fighting chance against hunger. 5. Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms promises a magical start to your day and mine, but it's actually pretty far from enchanting, because like all the others, it's loaded with sugar and has virtually no fiber or protein. If there's any magic to talk about when discussing Lucky Charms, we might have to point to the artificial dye that lets us know those colorful marshmallows are basically sugar plus food coloring with zero nutrition. So in the end, you're basically eating a bowl of candy for breakfast, and for people like us who have that information in their heads, the charm is already gone. Now, you might think Lucky Charms is okay just because it has some oats, but think again. The oats are buried under a sugary avalanche, meaning that with every bite you take, your blood sugar spikes. 2 bites, and you're staring at the ceiling. It's the reason why nutritionists rank Lucky Charms among the worst cereals, because it's more candy than food. If you want better alternatives, why not try reaching for actual whole grains or fresh fruit? Those will definitely give you the assured nutrients you're looking for. They also have a sweetness to them, so you won't really be missing much. 6. Frosted Flakes. Even Tony the Tiger wouldn't boast about this one. Frosted Flakes actually pack about 15 grams of sugar per bowl, with barely any fiber or protein. That makes it one of the sweetest cereals around, because it's basically a frosted sugar bomb. And to top it off, some versions contain preservatives that have raised health concerns. So if you're counting on Frosted Flakes to be part of a balanced breakfast, think again, because it's mostly just sugar with stripes. Also, that frosted glaze may melt on your tongue, but it eventually sticks around on your hips. Talk about a tiger with all tail and no teeth. A bowl of Frosted Flakes may sound like good crunch time, but all it gives you is a blood sugar spike that leaves you flat moments later. In no time, you'll be looking for something to eat again, and your pants might feel a bit tighter too. 7. Honey Smacks. Honey Smacks might as well be called Honey Sweets because it's more of a dessert than it is a cereal. 1 cup contains a staggering 15 to 16 grams of sugar, which is more sugar than you'll find in 2 glazed donuts, and it only has about 2 grams of fiber. It goes through so much processing that it's almost stripped of any real nutrition. At the end of the day, you'd be better off eating a real donut for breakfast than pouring a bowl of this sugary junk. Basically, what we're trying to tell you is that if breakfast cereals were competing to know who used the most sugar, Honey Smacks would win by a landslide. Now, our final cereal might surprise you, but hey, whoever said surprises couldn't be fun? That's how we need you to approach this one. 8. Rice Krispies. Who doesn't love Rice Krispies? I still remember my mom preparing a bowl of those little things for me before I went out to school. But in the end, we have to look deeper than what's on the surface and really see if this cereal is as safe for us as we think. Rice plants typically absorb arsenic from the soil, and consumer reports have found that Rice Krispies do contain traces of inorganic arsenic, which is a known carcinogen. So in short, these crispy squares could be quietly giving you a dose of a chemical linked to cancer. Yep, it was just as heartbreaking when I found out too. The question that now comes up is, if we're staying away from Rice Krispies, what other options do we have for a proper breakfast? The answer is simple. Healthy, whole grains like oatmeal or even eggs. Those are meals you can invest in that'll help your overall health and definitely not leave any harmful chemicals in you because they're processed. Remember, health is wealth, and when you can make changes to your breakfast diet in line with the new knowledge you have, your future self will be sending you a thank you card pretty soon. Try skipping these sugar bombs for a little while, and you'll see how you end your morning looking and feeling great. If you're hungry for more hidden secrets, click the next video for a healthier and smarter you. We'll see you there.